Hello everyone, I'm back with another book review and today I'm going to be discussing My Sister Rosa by Justine Larbalestier. So Che and his family are moving to a new country once again. They're originally from Australia but they are moving to New York City. But one particularly interesting thing about his family, more so his sister in particular, is that she is a psychopath. His younger sister Rosa is 10 years old and loves to cause trouble, get into some mischief, and she really does not care about the consequences. And Che's parents are ignorant of the fact that Rosa is a psychopath despite all of the things that she's done in the past. So Che has kind of taken the responsibility of trying to keep her in line. So I think that's all I can really say about My Sister Rosa, but if the fact that it involves a psychopath isn't intriguing to you enough, I hope that I'm able to convince you a little more, because this was such a good book. The most interesting aspect of My Sister Rosa are definitely the characters. So first of all, the main character, Che. I think Justine Larbalestier did a great job of really capturing his voice, and I think that Che is one of, if not the, most realistic teenage character I have ever seen. He isn't perfect, he can be awkward and emotional at times, but that's why he was the perfect character for me. He was just so incredibly relatable. I just really understood why he did the things he did, and I understood his way of thinking. There was one moment in particular where he was getting upset about something that someone told him, and he was telling himself that he had no reason to be upset. It was kind of ridiculous for him to feel this way, but he couldn't help feeling the way he did. And I just loved him as a character as well. He's so passionate and kind-hearted. Despite what Rosa is and the things that she's done in the past, he still loves her and still hopes for the best. And then with Rosa, I don't even know where to begin with her. She is a very, very fascinating character. And she was also a kind of creepy character as well. And I felt that this was definitely emphasized by the fact that despite being a 10-year-old girl, she was extremely mature and intelligent for her age. And that combined with being a psychopath was not a very healthy mix. Just the way that she talked about other people and the way that she saw the world was quite disturbing at times. She's very open with Che, she tells him lots of things, and just the things that she told him often gave me chills. Che and Rosa's parents angered me quite a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Though that's definitely how you're supposed to feel about them. They're just ignorant to so many things, and I really didn't like how they treated Che a lot of the time. I just wanted to shake some sense into them. I don't know, sometimes I felt pity for them, but at the same time I was just so frustrated by the fact that they were so ignorant, and sometimes willfully ignorant. Now this book has a very large cast of characters, so I'm not going to go into any more detail about any of the other side characters, though I love the fact that every character was really fleshed out and they had their own complexities. What I loved the most though was the diversity that we saw in this book. Che and his family are white Australians, but they meet so many wonderfully diverse people. I think the majority of people that we meet are people of color. One in particular, Leilani, she is Korean American and a lesbian as well. We meet a character that has two mothers, and another character refuses to be categorized as male or female. It was just so lovely to see such a diverse array of characters in here. And on the note of Che and his family not being people of color, Justine did a really interesting blog post that I'll link down below. But in the past she has written main characters that were people of color, but she's now made the conscious decision to stop doing that. Or at least with stories that are written from a single perspective, she's only going to be writing from a white point of view. Essentially, she feels that authors that don't have much experience with being a person of color, they should not write main characters that are not having those same experiences in their own personal life. An author may unconsciously perpetuate things in their own writing that can be harmful to others. So I thought that was a really interesting blog post, so definitely check it out if you're interested. Moving on from characters, one of the things that I didn't have a huge problem with it, but it was one thing that I did notice while I was reading it, was the pacing. The first portion of the book, so probably just over the first half of the book, was a slower build-up, and there's a much more gradual incline in pace, at least up until a certain point of the book where things kind of switch gears and the pace starts to speed up, things start to get more intense as the story just becomes more gripping and disturbing. So I found it quite interesting how the pacing reflected the intensity of the story as well. Despite the pace being quite slow for a large portion of the book, I wasn't able to put it down though. Like, I was still really interested in Che and his story, and I was just kind of watching and waiting for something crazy to happen. Another interesting aspect of this book was the exploration of nature versus nurture. So we have these siblings, Che and Rosa, who are so incredibly different. This book definitely has a really interesting take on the kind of nature versus nurture debate, and how these two things might not necessarily be binary opposites, but instead they could be a little more intertwined. Ever since finishing this book, my mind has just come back to it again And again, I don't think I've really gotten over the ending of this. I kind of want to reread it again and see if I can pick up on things a little early on, because the ending really took me by surprise. I definitely recommend this book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I ended up giving it about a 4.75 out of 5 stars, almost a 5. I don't know, I'm still unsure. I just can't stop thinking about this book. The only reason why I haven't given it a full 5 stars is because of the pacing. But then again, I didn't find it a huge issue. I don't know. This book has just left me so confused and I don't know what to do. But I definitely recommend it. It was amazing. This book is currently out in Australia and New Zealand, I believe, but it's not going to be released until November in the UK and the United States. But you can buy it online. The Book Depository has it. I think some other Australian retailers will probably have it as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review of My Sister Rosa. If you have read the book, I would love to hear your thoughts about it. And if not, go and read the book and then come back and tell me. I would love to know. So that's all that I have for now. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!